Hello, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. This time we're playing Blue-Red Delver against a Jeskai Ascendancy deck. This is the Jeskai Ascendancy deck with just Fate Stitches and Fairy Conclaves. So just a traditional Jeskai one rather than the one with the bops, etc. I think now the more popular version of the deck and probably the better version of the deck in general, I would suggest. So we're on the draw. Our opener is not too exciting. I don't really like keeping hands that don't have some sort of threat, either a Delver or a Swift Spear or a Young Pyromancer or something, but I figured we could probably keep this. Got Serum Visions to hopefully draw into something, and as I say, we're on the draw, so hopefully that won't be too bad. Opponent leads off with a Fairy Conclave, which is fine. Good indication of what he's playing as well. Serum Visions, see a Delver there, can't quite remember what we've got on top. Yeah, I think we've left the Delver on top there. So, I'm going to play the Delver, not crack, with a spell on top, I think. Can shuffle that way now to spell snare this Is It Charm. Try and keep our Delver alive. Probably hits a Lightning Bolt. I did ponder keeping up the Is It Charm to try and prevent a Jeskai Ascendancy, but given that he hasn't played one on 10-3, I'm gonna just go for it. Also, the fact he needs to pay, he can pay 2 to get rid of the Is It Charm, kind of makes it a not too exciting a prospect. He paths my Young Pyromancer after I the pillar, and then attacks me for 2 down to 11. I like that looking a little sketchy, but hopefully we can come back with a few more threats. Drop a Delver, and I think we'll keep a Young Pyromancer off that Serum Visions, which maybe wasn't the right idea, but I like the Young Pyromancer as a threat. So he sticks in Ascendancy and there's nothing really we can do about it. And that kind of sets our doom. He already has a Fate Stitcher in the yard, and that's definitely a problem. His Fate Stitcher goes for an untap. I decided to try and go for the Vapor Snag on the Fate Stitcher. I haven't played against this deck enough to know if that was the right one, or maybe we should have been trying to get rid of the Conclave, but that's what I went for. I think Fate Stitcher, because it can untap any land, is probably a little bit more powerful and useful. He goes for a Remand on the Vapor Snag. I'm going to respond by Is It Charming the Fate Stitcher. Given that he had no land there, maybe I should have killed the Conclave. It's difficult. I suppose I probably should have killed the Conclave, thinking about it, given that the Fate Stitcher would have left end of turn if he can't go off now. But I decided to go for the Fate Stitcher again. I haven't played this matchup enough to know precisely what matters, at least not at the time anyway. So I guess it seems fairly good. He's going to get to untap Thought Scour, drops a Fate Stitcher into the yard, so he gets a second Fate Stitcher. I respond by trying to bounce his Conclave. He then bolts, which drops another Fate Stitcher into the yard, and so we are going to get to bounce the Conclave, but he's going to have 2 Fate Stitches. I'm on a mere 8 life now, so I'm definitely not in a great position. Can tap both his Fate Stitchers, digging through time, which is definitely very good for him, and he only actually play a couple more spells to finish us off here. He's going to have a Treasure Cruise, which is definitely going to find him some more action. And yeah, one more spell and he's got a couple of 4/4s to finish us off as we're only on 8 life. So yeah, conserving your life can be useful if you want to make them try and whiff, though usually once they start going off they can do, particularly due to the fact that Jeskai Ascendancy allows them to loot the whole time. So yeah, maybe if I had a better understanding of how this matchup works, maybe I could have changed things around, but I think in general I was pretty dead there. Him finding 3 Fate Stitches was just a bit too much for us, and that didn't work out the best for us, so We end up losing, I can't remember what turn it was, does it say on here? Sorry, just going to have a quick look through here, see if it tells me what turn we were on. Not sure if it does or not. 10-6 was it, so not the fastest victories for him obviously, but something we couldn't really do anything about. We had as many spells as we could try. We had the Izzet Charm, we had the Vapor Snag, but unfortunately we weren't able to prevent him, so there was some interaction there, but didn't work out in our favour. So let's go on to game 2 if we can. You can probably see there isn't a game 3, so you can see how this one went, but interesting all the same. We end up keeping this. I'm not too sure about it really. We brought in the sideboard cards like Negate and Dispel and other such stuff. I think maybe that's Dispel, maybe Spell Pierce, but this doesn't have any of those cards in, but it is a nice aggressive hand, so I decided to run with it, but certainly an argument for not doing so. Our opponent drops a Sacred Foundry. If we can get that to load up. So we've just got a bit of a lag going on. Okay. Looks like it bolts our Delver, which is pretty unfortunate. Found a Mana Leak, which is nice, I'm going to keep that up. Find the Steam Vents. Sorry, we're very laggy at the moment. Find the Steam Vents. Just going to bolt him because I want to Treasure Cruise as early as I can. Not this young Pyro, just going to leave up the Mana Leak. Again, bolt him on end of turn. I know that could have been useful with the as possible. And fetches of the Hallowed Fountain, so he's got the colours he needs to play an Ascendancy if it needs be. He probes, which is annoying because obviously now he knows what's going on in our hand. And then he also drops the Fairy Conclave, which is part of his win condition, so not great news. We're not drawing lands, which is the really annoying thing. I feel like this match could potentially have been winnable if we'd drawn the lands, because we've got some good cards here. We've got the Spell, we've got Mana Leak, and if we could have done that with threat backup as well, then that would have been nice, but really not working out for us. Really wanted to see those lands, but we're just not seeing anything of use. Let's see if we can stop this so it shows him shows the hand that our opponent has. No, obviously not. I believe his hand was essentially Giga Drowse and the Jeskai Ascendancy and some other cards that are less relevant. So he's got the cards he needs really, essentially, and Giga Drowse can tap us down whenever he particularly wants. Still not drawing any lands and actually having to try and keep up the leak. Negate's nice, but unfortunately it's not going to be good enough, and it can't stop Giga Drowse due to the fact that it replicates. So I believe he Giga Drowse is here, tapping down all the lands. I'm going to bolt him in response so we don't have to discard, but really doesn't help us out, and he's probably going to be able to finish us off here. Drops Ascendancy, activates the Conclave, Treasure Cruises, discarding the Fate Stitcher, hits the Fate Stitcher, and then proceeds to go off Thought Scour, Lightning Bolt. I mean, these guys are already pretty big. I'm down to 12 thanks to the Lightning Bolt. He's got 8 power of guys, so 4 more spells will do it, was it? And there's just nothing I can do here. Well, Helix makes that even worse for me, and then yeah, attack for 10, finish me off. So yeah, it was a pretty rough game. Could have gone a lot better if we'd drawn some lands. We were a little bit unlucky on that respect, but Jeskai Ascendancy, a very, very powerful combo deck, very difficult to deal with. Certainly not unwinnable, not completely, you know, no interaction, no chance sort of thing, but once they get going, it's really tough, and I think the best thing to do is to try and deal with Jeskai Ascendancy as much as possible. Pithing Needle, probably also a nice one. Don't think I had that in my sideboard, but definitely a good one if you can name Fate Stitcher or what have you. Potentially a good way to save yourself, but a difficult matchup for sure, and didn't go so well for us this time.